shout out to Deshaun Foster for becoming the head coach of the UCLA Bruins. Running back to watch back in the day. You know Deshaun Foster, you remember him from when he trucked the whole Eagles defense to score that touchdown in the playoff games that year. That's one of my favorite plays in life. Like he really ran over pretty much everybody. Deshaun Foster ran over everybody, and he made the Carolina Panthers team that y'all know I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't say that too loud. Deshaun Foster, I think the Panthers were like one of my B teams because I used to always love Julius Peppers as a defensive player, and a bunch of other players that they had on defense, and just they were very underdoggy because I remember they had like Jake Delhomme and all that other stuff back in that time. So Deshaun Foster was just one of those running backs that you really paid attention to. He had a really solid playing career. Just by the looks of everything, I remember seeing some of the reports, like UCLA has their Deion Sanders. I don't know if that's the perfect reference, but I do like the idea of another African-American, shout out to Fran Brown, who got the job at Syracuse earlier this offseason, just in a position at a school that matters, you know what I mean? At a school that has some cachet and some history, not just a MAC team or HBCU team, no disrespect to the HBCUs, but it's nice to see somebody who played there. The players reacted really, really crazy. I mean, anybody else, they would have not had that reaction. And it just seems that the excitement within the team and everybody, I think that it comes from him, having played the game and having played the game at the highest level. I think that's the only comparison I could see to Deion Sanders, because when you played the game and you played at the highest level, you know what it's like to go through winter workouts. You know what it's like to have maybe a relationship go wrong while you're trying to focus and get ready for the season. You know what it's like to get up and go to class as a student athlete, or not to want to go to class as a student athlete because you're tired, because you're sore, you're in bed, you need the ice. You had somebody who sat in the ice bucket, so on and so on and so forth. And then obviously somebody who's played it at the high level and produced at a high level. Coach Prime being it at the highest level and exceeding and being one of the greatest ever. I wouldn't say Deshaun Foster is one of the greatest ever running backs, but he definitely was a solid running back in the NFL. He definitely gave us some memorable moments, and I think that after watching his press conference of passion and desire for the program, different when you hire somebody, I guess, who was from the outside, who always said, like a Kalen DeBoer, who looked at the Alabama job and said, okay, that's a top 10 job, or that's a top 5 job that I want, as opposed to somebody who played at Alabama or who played at UCLA and can say, hey, listen, I know what it's like when this place is good. I know the history. I know what it means to be a Bruin. I know what it's like to be a part of what this looks like when it's good, and you can instill that in players and give them something to look forward to. Now, the game is fucked up right now. Obviously, the NILs, Chip Kelly was the coach all but a week ago, and he left to become the coach at Ohio State. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Now, it's probably just the story I'm gonna get to next, actually. But NIL, a lot of coaches don't want to recruit these days. A lot of coaches don't want to play the NIL games. I think in the SEC, I think in the Big Ten, I think that's why they're so prepared to go to lead college football into the future, because they've been playing these games for years. They've just been doing it behind closed doors when it was illegal. Not now that it's on the forefront, and you can do it legally or behind the guise of something like NIL, name, image, and likeness, and collectives and things of that nature. Everything's up front. That's why they're ahead of the game and more powerful. I think other conferences done it. USC got back in trouble back in the day with Reggie Bush and all that stuff. Arizona State, other schools that have had like little, things happen. You know what I mean? And that's always going to be an issue in college sports. But it seems like Deshaun Foster has his head on correctly. I think that he has the passion for the game. I think he has the passion for the kids, and I think it's going to be exciting to see. Unfortunately, he got to play Rutgers, so I hope he wins every game except that one. I hope he wins every game except that one. You know what I mean? He got to come here, but I guess I'm gonna make sure I pull up to that game because that is a away game for them, which means that's a home game for Rutgers. So I would love to see how he does up front and close and personal. So I'll definitely be there in Piscataway to check that out. Let's talk about Chip Kelly going to Ohio State.